Pillen signed LB 574 into law today. That is the 12-week abortion ban combined with the ban on certain gender-affirming care for transgender minors. Now, the abortion ban did carry an emergency clause, meaning it went into effect immediately after Pillen signed it around 12:45 this afternoon. Gender-affirming surgeries, though, will be banned for those under the age of 19, but not until October 1st. New regulations are expected on puberty blockers and hormone treatment as well.
Kids in Nebraska have to be 18 years old to get a tattoo. Kids in Nebraska have to be 21 to drink alcohol or buy tobacco products. We enact laws simply because we understand that kids lack the necessary judgment to make the best decisions for themselves. LB 574 steps towards making sure our kids aren't making harmful decisions and that they're going to regret for the rest of their life and that they're duped by outside voices. It's really simple. This bill protects our kids, saves babies.
Senator Joni Albrecht thanked the governor for his support, and she even got a bit emotional at the bill signing.
We've certainly had a lot of setbacks, but to see this bill all the way through general select and final reading. Last but certainly not least, I'd like to thank Governor Jim Pillen, Lieutenant Governor Joe Kelly, and their staffs for supporting pro-life issues in Nebraska. Today is about celebrating and protecting the unborn, allowing our children to grow, and every human being has a right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. I look forward to the day when every child is protected from conception to the elective abortions in our state.
Again, because the bill does have an emergency clause, abortions past 12 weeks are now illegal. Gender-affirming care for those under 19 will begin on October 1st. Nebraska Medicine released a statement today saying, quote, while Nebraska Medicine remains opposed to legislation that interferes with the doctor-patient relationship, the health system will comply with the newly passed law, even as it conflicts with long-established medical standards of care. End quote. We are expecting numerous legal challenges following today's signing. We will have the very latest coming up here on 6 News.